Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Ask Jack, the free series where I answer your questions about learning English. So I've had a great response to the first 3 episodes out there. Thank you so much for your questions, for sharing the videos, and for, of course, watching them too. Now, in this episode, we're going to have a look at 3 more questions that I've received from you guys. And if you have a question about learning English that you haven't asked me yet, then you can do so by clicking the link. Now, when you're ready, let's get into question 1.
Ibrahim asks, how can I improve if I have no one to practice with?
Thank you for your question, Ibrahim. Now, there are so many things that you can do to improve your English without having conversations with someone. You know, you can do things like reading, do different methods that are going to improve your speaking. So many things that you can do, but it's also important to get that natural practice, to have that interaction with people. This is going to help your English in a big way, and it's going to make you excited about using your English at the same time. Now, the good news is that because of the internet, there are so many different ways that you can find people to practice your English with. In fact, I made a video about how you can get more speaking practice online. Additionally, in your local area, there should be people that speak English. Generally speaking, in the big cities, this is usually the case. So think about ways that you can make friends with English speakers in your local area so that you can actually have this conversation with them. But as I say, so many ways to find speakers online so that you can practice, and in the show notes, I'll have more notes on this for you.
Pascal asks, how can I know how to pronounce words in English without looking at a dictionary?
Pascal, English is really problematic when it comes to pronunciation. It's not phonetic, so this means that you can't know the pronunciation just by reading a word. So therefore, looking up the word in a dictionary and listening to the word is recommended if you want to know how it's pronounced. But this also leads into something that I recommend doing too, and that is to listen to English as much as possible. And if you're going to read in English, try to find books and resources that also have the audio format too. Now, I know a lot of English learners who like to listen and read at the same time. And doing this is going to help you attach sounds to the words that you read. But additionally, try to listen to other things too. Listening is so important, especially with English, which isn't a phonetic language. But if you see a word on a page and you don't know how to pronounce it, look it up in an online dictionary and listen to the pronunciation. That way you're going to know exactly how it's pronounced.
Jafar from Indonesia asks, I want to improve my English, but I don't have time to learn. What should I do?
Thank you for this question, Jafar. Now, I receive this question all the time because we're all busy. We all have jobs, we have to spend time with family, we have different interests and hobbies, and therefore we look at our schedule and think, when can I do this? When can I learn English? Or in my case, when can I learn to play the guitar or learn photography or whatever hobby this may be? Now, I made a video on this subject and I talked about the things that you can do if you are too busy to learn English. So I'll link to that now. But in a nutshell, the 2 things to bear in mind here, 2 things to think about. The first one is thinking about your priorities. Now, are you doing things that aren't as important as learning English? And if so, why not replace those activities with English? Now, this doesn't mean that it has to be English study, because it could be as simple as, instead of watching television in your native language, watch television in English. And just thinking about the different things that you can do in English throughout your day. Now, if you are super busy and you think, I don't have half an hour today to learn English, then listen to English while doing other things. Always have English radio on while you're working, for example. And listen to English, obviously, when you're going to work. So there are different ways that you can fit more English into your daily routine, even if you're really busy. Now, my question for this video is this. Do you find English pronunciation difficult? Leave your answers below this video, Thanks for watching and see you next time.